Hello everyone and welcome to the program. This is Capital Market live to you from Channel's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Bosi Namofayamin today for Temple Ashajo. Now let's get the show started over the next 30 minutes, but let's remind you the biggest story on the market for the week we just finished. The Securities and Exchange Commission on Thursday sacked the board of directors of the listed hospitality company and appoints interim directors for the company. That's Ikeja Hotels PLC. The new chairman is the legal luminary Anthony Idigbe, senior advocate of Nigeria. He's the interim chairman, and Mr. Abacha Bulama is an independent director. The new Idigbe team, of course, has a 3-month mandate to oversee the conduct of a forensic investigation into the affairs of the troubled hospitality company. The SEC in a statement says that the various meetings by the regulators and other distinguished personalities with the sacked board have failed to resolve the crisis bedeviling Ikeja Hotels PLC over the last 3 years. As you may know, Ikeja Hotels holds 5 hotels in Lagos and Abuja within that group. The SEC says the company continues to be plagued with unhealthy corporate governance practices in disregard with the Code of Corporate Governance for public companies. Therefore, the regulator expects shareholders and key management staff to work with a new team to ensure that the fortunes of Ikeja Hotels PLC are restored in the shortest possible time. As at Friday this week, Ikeja Hotels has more than 9 billion naira in market capitalization. And now we're going to set into a new week on Monday, the second trading week in the month of May. What do we expect? The Securities and Exchange Commission team are already in Lagos, and on Tuesday hold the first quarter Capital Market Committee meeting in Lagos. Meantime, on Monday, the words from the SEC says the management team is screening 120 new market participants who are applying to the SEC for registration for various market activities. That's a very surprising number, 120. So is the market on the cusp? We have some questions around this for our guests here in the studio to talk to us about the market. Looks like a broken business in the capital market. There's another boom, perhaps after the 10-year meltdown of the market. Now, there's also been discussions around the NCM roadmap, the roadmap for the Nigeria Capital Markets Committee meetings. That will take place on Monday, and on Tuesday there will be updates as you will have them on Channel's television. Meantime, traders and analysts see equities rally tapering off in the new week we're starting on the 8th of May. That's next week, Monday, as first quarter earnings dry up this week. 10 companies reported their earnings. That was significant. And of course, investors and traders are looking at the April inflation data and whether the Statistics Office will release the first quarter GDP numbers, as well as, of course, the outlook on the next meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria. And of course, in the new week, everyone's bracing up for the Debt Management Office, the May debt auction. FGN, more than 100 billion naira is what the debt office will be rolling out in an auction around the 10th of May. Now, look at this story from the company that just secured 61% equity of ExxonMobil in Mobil Oil Nigeria. Indigenous downstream oil and gas company NIPCO has announced a profit after tax of 1.6 billion naira for the financial year ended 2016. That compares to about 1.4 billion posted in the previous year. NIPCO, which recently concluded the acquisition of ExxonMobil's 61% stake in Mobil Oil Nigeria PLC, reports profit before tax slightly higher from 2 billion naira in 2015 to 2.03 billion naira in 2016, ended December the 31st. The unlisted oil retailer reports a 48% increase in revenue attributable to increased sales drive by the company, effective management of resources, and adjustment of its business model. That's what the statement from NIPCO says. Meantime, the shareholders are being offered 3 naira per share dividend for the year under review. And look at the market we finished off yesterday, quite very significant. Of course, it's very good. Markets start tapering off on Friday, but still finished off 1.85% to the north. The all-share index now back to 26,000 level, 26,235.63 was where we finished off on Friday. The total market value slightly above 30 billion US dollars. That's about 9.06 trillion naira. Market cap also up 1.75% at the market close on Friday. 10.43 billion in total for the week. That's quite significant. More than 16,000 trades. And if you flip that over, you see what the top trade sectors are. The financial services, of course, where you have the banks taking the lead, almost 1 billion ordinary shares for the financial services sector. Oil and gas came in second, and the services sector came third. In terms of the most traded stock, you can see Owando there. The week price leader, it fits in. That's a healthcare company, up 43.64%. The week price loser was led by Unity Bank, 50 kobo, almost, but that's the power value, down 13.79%. We're going to chew more of the equities market in a minute, but look at the unlisted securities market, where the stock market, the main market, went up. The NESD went down 1.24% in the unlisted securities index. That's the NESD OTC market. The index reading 552.60. The market cap, a negative 1.24%, tracking the USI. In volume terms, slightly higher for the week, 1.34% over the previous week. In Naira value, 42.14 million, and the total deals for the week quite very small, 25 deals in the week. Of course, the fixed income market was quite active in the current week, despite the rapid mop-up by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The market remained very positive momentum. However, the fixed income closes on a bearish note, however, despite the fact that it was a bit of a rally early in the week. Look at